What's the difference between the Giant top of the range 2018 TCR SL0 and the top of the range 2018 Propel SL0? Well, I thought I'd have a look and work out what the difference is between them. So here's the TCR. This is the SL0 version, which is a rim brake bike. You can't get a disc version of this one, and it's £7,899. This is the bike that Tom Dumoulin won the Giro on this year, so it's a pretty important bike with regard to professional road racing. So let's compare that against the Propel. This is the Giant Propel SL0 2018, and the first thing we notice is the price difference. Price difference between the Propel is £1,100 more than the TCR. So why is that? Well, the first thing you notice between these two bikes is you get a heck of a lot more carbon real estate with your Propel. All the tubes are massively bigger, just more bike. So I guess that makes it more expensive in that way. But also it's got the disc brakes on it, which I guess they're more expensive. So the other thing I looked at is geometry. What's the difference between the TCR and the Propel with regard to geometry? Well, interestingly, there is no difference other than the standover height. So these numbers here are for the medium-large frame, which I think is probably the one I would buy if I was going to get one of these bikes. And the only numbers that were different were the standover height, and that's purely because of the slightly different angle of the tube, I guess, which makes the Propel slightly higher, which we can tell there. But apart from that, everything else is exactly the same. All the angles are the same, and you could set up each bike exactly the same way to fit you. So what is the difference between them? Well, the Propel, with all this extra carbon, is shaped to be as aerodynamic as possible. Even the cables are hidden away in this great big thing here. But presumably, and I can't tell from Giant's websites because they don't publish the numbers, you would have to imagine that the Propel weighed quite a lot more, just because there's so much more of it. Even the wheels are bigger. So if anybody knows the weights of these bikes, maybe you could comment down below and let us know, because it's really difficult to get hold of that information. The other thing I noticed was on the website, Giant's website. Right, so looking at Giant's website, it says that both bikes are equipped with Dura-Ace 3652 chainrings. So that's the Propel, and that is the TCR 3652. Okay, yeah, if we look at the two pictures that come on that website as well, there's clearly a difference there. So either it's a typo, or when they took the pictures of the bikes they had the wrong chain sets on. So that looks like a 5336. This to me looks more like a 5034 on the TCR, but who knows, if you were going to buy it you might want to check that. So that's about it. Two very similar bikes in their geometry, but two very different bikes, and both very expensive obviously. But which one would you buy? I think it would all depend on what roads you normally rode on. If you've got a fair amount of hills to do, it's this one, the TCR. If you happen to live in a very flat area, then it's this one, the Propel, because this is going to cut through the air quicker than the TCR. How much quicker? There's a question. Hopefully someone will bring out a test and we'll be able to see which one and how much quicker it is. We might be talking tenths of a second, we might be talking minutes over, say, a 100-mile ride. Hard to say. Anyway, there we go. Which one would you buy? Let us know in the comments below, and if you like my videos, give it a thumbs up and subscribe.